What's up, galera? It's Jorge with gingaandgrowstrong.com, and today I want to talk about nicknames or apelidos. In Spanish, apelido means like your last name. Okay, the nickname, the name for nickname in Spanish is nombre, and it's the opposite in Portuguese. Sobrenome is basically like your last name or your middle name or your family name. So it's quite the opposite. But what does that have to do with what we're talking about today? So there's an age-old story that Brazilian capoeira practitioners or slaves back in the day used to use nicknames so that whenever they would get caught and they'd bust up a roda by the police or by the slave masters or by just the cavalry in general, they didn't know each other's name. They only knew their nicknames, so they really couldn't be identified as far as like, oh yeah, well, who was in the roda? Who else was with you? Who else was doing this? And you're like, oh, I don't know, cavalo, or I don't know, Cara de Peixe, or all you knew was their nickname, so you couldn't really incriminate them. And do I believe that? It sounds like a fantastic story, and maybe it was true, but in reality, all Brazilians have nicknames mostly because their names are so long. Okay, like Pelé, all these people. Yeah, you're like, oh well, wasn't he? Didn't he play Jingo football? I saw the movie Pelé. And yes, true. And this is African enslaved culture in Brazil. Yes, they all use nicknames, but remember that their names are very long. It's like, my name is João Nascimento dos Santos Pereira Soares. Okay, so of course they're going to have a little nickname to make that shorter. That's not how you would call him, João dos Santos Pereira Nascimento Soares. Okay, so what goes into a capoeira nickname? So you don't live in Brazil, you're not Brazilian, you're from the United States, or you're from the UK, or you're from wherever you are, India, or Australia, or I don't know, wherever you're from. And they give you a nickname, which is very cool, and it makes you kind of feel like like you belong to the group, which is very cool. That's what I love about Brazilian capoeira. Although I didn't get my nickname until like a year and a half of training. Some people come in right away and get their nicknames, and that's cool. But that could be bad. But it's all in good fun. So I'm going to give you some parameters about like why do they use the nicknames, and is it good? Are they making fun of me? Well, sure. Absolutely making fun of you. So if you join a Brazilian capoeira group where your direct instructor is Brazilian, okay, they might name you right away because they're better with the language. They know you right away, and they're going to give you one of those names. Okay, like if you're a kid and you're always misbehaving, they might call you Palhaçosm, okay, because you're a clown and you're always misbehaving. If you are, what's another popular one? If you're a girl and you have a butterfly tattoo, tramp stamp, they're going to call you Borboleta, or they're going to call you, something like that. So these are very popular names. Espantalho, they're going to call you Scarecrow, you know what I mean? If you're tall and lanky with weird hair, with shaggy hair. They're going to call you Cabeludo if you have shaggy hair, you know what I mean? If you get shaggy. So there's these very popular names, nicknames that they use, apelidos. So there's some that seem very insulting, and in our culture, in English-speaking culture, and we're very proper, and there's that's an insult. How do you call me a nickname? Like, hey, what's up, fatso? You're fatso. And you're like, hey, don't call me that. That's mean. You're bullying me. But also in Spanish cultures, and in Brazilian culture, it's more acceptable to kind of accept and be called these type of names that are hazing. So they'll call you gordo. You know what I mean? Like fat. Big. Nego. They call you black. Black. Nego, negro. Negão, big black dude, you know what I mean? Like, which might be an insult, especially like in this climate nowadays, but it's more acceptable. And for example, chorão, someone who cries a lot, man, you're just a chorão. Okay, there's several of those all over the world, but people really embrace those. They're like, oh yeah, I'm chorão, yeah, that's awesome. So once you get your nickname, don't be offended. Look at Cara de Peixe. Now look him up on YouTube. I might put a video here. Okay. He's one of the most amazing capoeiristas you'll probably ever see. It's definitely on YouTube. But yeah, face of a fish face. I mean, if you would call somebody fish face in English, they would probably get offended. But because of this Brazilian capoeira culture, it's acceptable, and he's one of the best capoeiristas ever out there. I mean, check him out. It's amazing. So don't get too offended. To kind of wear that as a, you know, as a badge. It's awesome that you have that. So some things, like as soon as you walk in the door, if you fall down, or they're gonna call you, you know, they might call you a nickname that you're clumsy. You know what I mean? You know, buscapé or buscolonge, and you get, you know. So these are the types of things that go into a nickname. Don't get offended. It's awesome. Okay. If you have your nickname, put your nickname below and tell me your story below how to go. I'm going to tell you mine as I end this video. So my name is Ohei. Ohei means the king. Now it may seem pretty cool now, like, oh, you're the king. You think you're awesome. You know, that's so cool. But at the time, I didn't like it. And we had nickname parties at that time where we would get together, you know, eat some pizzas, maybe some beers or something, and get a dictionary, throw away some names, just a together group, you know, a group function where we could get together and kind of bond and have a good time. And that's where we had the Portuguese dictionary out and everything, and it was cool. But anyway, so when I played the berimbau, I started playing berimbau very early than I should, because a lot of people in my group didn't play the berimbau, but higher chords weren't playing them at that time, or they could barely play it, but they couldn't play and sing. Like for me, for whatever reason, I played guitar and sang, so I was able to pick up the stick, jangle around on it, almost play it right, and be able to sing. So that was very helpful, and that's all that, you know, that was very helpful at that time for the people that were in the group. So when I would play berimbau, I would make faces, I guess, like I was singing, and they said they were like similar to like the way that Elvis sings and makes his Elvis faces, like woo, woo, Elvis lip and all this other stuff. So they started calling me the king after that nickname party. They're like, yeah, he kind of sings with a, and they were mean the king of rock and roll, or Elvis Presley. Okay, so that was the inside joke. It was cool. I still haven't heard anybody called that. And you know, I saw if you look up on YouTube or on the internet, there's a Mestre Reizinho. I think he's like in Germany or somewhere in Europe, and that's what I call our son, Little King. Okay, Reizinho, he's the little king, just because he's my son. That's all. So that's my story. Leave your story below, but that's what I'm and that's what I'm like. That's what I'm called, and like people, and like maybe my second and third year, people are like, oh yeah, big higher up, you know, professores and instructores, and just other Brazilians who met me. They were like, oh, you think you're the king? Oh yeah, you think you're hot stuff, right? We're gonna jack you up. We'll show you who's the king. You think you're the king? Oh yeah, we're gonna jack you up. So it worked both ways, to my advantage and not to my advantage. So anyway, that's my story. Post yours below. I want to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and don't be so offended next time if you get a name like Chorão, or if you get a name like Cara de Peixe. Love it. Wear it. See you in the next video. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ginga and grow strong.